Hello everyone, this is Savita Acharya from Kendra Engineering College. In this video lecture, we look into a few exercise problems of Module 4, that is Behavioral Modeling. Question number 12. Using a while loop, design a clock generator. Initial value of clock is 0. Time period for the clock is 10. Okay. So we'll proceed to write the program. Say module test. Okay, I will declare a register clock and I will have the initial block. Inside the initial block, I will initialize clock to 0 first. Then I will have a while loop. The condition here is you have to use a while loop, right? So here I will have a infinite while loop. So infinite while loop is just by having in the condition 1. Okay, condition expression, you just put a 1, that becomes an infinite while loop. So here what I do is I write hash 5. So here the clock period is asked to be 10. So that means one on period and off period should make up 10, right? So you have to toggle the clock for every 5 time units, right? Like this. So hash 5 clock equal to not of clock. This will toggle for every 5 time units. Okay. So this is the end of it, end of the initial block and end the module. So this generates a clock with the period of 10. So this will be 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 and so on. Next question. Using the for loop, initialize locations 0 to 1023 of a 4-bit register array cache variable to 0. So the question is to initialize the array. So here we have an array called as cache underscore var. Okay. The first location is cache of 0. Okay. Second location will be cache of 1, cache variable of 1, then 2, 3 and so on. Okay. So the last location is cache of 1023. So total there are 1024 locations. Okay. And each location is capable of storing 4-bit. Each location stores 4-bit data. 4-bit. Now here this one you have to declare this using a 2-dimensional method, that is one for representing the size of the vector and the other one is for representing the size of the array. So I'll proceed to write the program module. I'll give the name as test only. I'll declare a register cache variable. Okay. Now each it is a location. It is a array of 1024 locations. Each location 4-bit. Okay. So vector, each location size will come before the name of the array. That is 3 down to 0. Each location is 4-bit. So it is a 4-bit vector. Now each cache variable is an array of 1024 locations. So 1023 down to 0. This is how you declare. Okay. Then I will have the initial block. Sorry, before that I need some. I will be using for loop. So I need some counter variable. So I will declare the counter variable I as integer. Okay. Now I will have the initial block where I will do the actual initialization. So here I will put a for loop. For loop has got three arguments. First is the initialization. Initialize the counter variable to 0. The final condition is I less than 1024. So it has to go from 0 to 1023. So when it becomes 1024, it will come out of the loop. The increment argument is I equal to I plus 1. Now the actual initialization, cache var of I equal to 4 tick p 0000, because each location is 4 bitwise. So your job is to initialize each of these locations to 0. Okay, each location should be initialized to 0. So that is what we are doing inside this for loop. Now that's the end of the initial block and finally end module. Next question. Using a forever statement, design a clock with the time period equal to 10 and duty cycle equal to 40%. Initial value of clock is 0. So you are required to generate a clock using forever statement. So clock will be like this. So total period of the clock is 10. Okay. Now it is asked to generate a clock with a duty cycle of 40%. So duty cycle is nothing but on period by total period. On period by total period. Right. So total period is 10. This should be 40%. So in that case, it should be on for 4 time units to make it 40%. Right? So I need a on period of 4 and off period of 6. So this is what you are required to generate. Now we'll proceed to write the program. I'll again take the module name as test only. Okay, I will declare a register clock. Now initial. Inside the initial block, I will initialize. Okay, begin. I will initialize 1 tick b 0, clock to 0. Okay. Now I need to have a forever statement. Forever. So now since I need two different values for the on period and the off period, I need more than one statement inside the forever block. So I am putting a begin and end. So now hash, it is started with the 0. So for how long it should be 0? For 6 time units, right? So hash 6 clock equal to not of clock. Okay, and remaining off period is 4, so clock equal to not of clock. End, this end is for begin, forever, and this is for initial, then finally end module. So we'll see if we are getting the correct thing what we have designed for. So you are starting with initially at time t equal to 0, at t equal to 0, you are starting with the 0, right? Clock is 0, clock is 0. Now I am telling till 6 time units, it should be 0 only. So from 0 to 6 it will be 0. After 6 time units you are saying clock equal to not of clock. So our clock initially is 0, not of clock means it will become 1. Now next line is hash 4. So for another 4 time units, that means at 10. Okay, 6 plus 4, this is 4 and this is 6. At 10, clock equal to not of clock. So initially it is 1. So now not of clock means it will be 0. So again this is forever. So again it will be on off for 6 and off for it will be off for 6 and on for 4. That is, this will be 20. Total time period is 10. Okay. So this is how we generate the clock with the 40% duty cycle. Next question. Using the repeat loop, delay the statement a equal to a plus 1 by 20 positive edges of clock. Okay. So this is, we have implemented a counter before which will be incrementing its count by for every positive edge of the clock. But now here it has to count only after 20 positive edges, that is it has to increment every 20 clock cycles. Okay, so that is why you have to hold the value to itself for 20 clock pulses. For that you have to use the repeat loop. Okay, so for example, suppose you have the clock pulse like this. This is the positive edge of the clock, right? So suppose you have a integer a which is initially 0. This should remain at 0 for 20 clock pulses. Say suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 20. Okay, it has to remain at 0 for 20 clock pulses, and only after 20 clock pulses it has to increment. That is, suppose the next clock pulse, 21st clock pulse is this one. So only after 20 clock pulses for the next positive edge of the clock it has to increment by 1. So like this it has to go again for 20 clock pulses and then become 2 and so on. So for this we have to write a program using repeat loop. So module, let me take the name of the module as test itself. I will declare a register called clock, okay, and then one integer a. I will have a initial block begin where I will initializing the integer a as well as the clock to 0, okay, and also I will generate the continuous train of clock pulses. I will say forever hash 10 clock equal to not of clock. So here what I am doing is I am toggling the clock for every 10 time units. That means the clock period of my clock will be 20 time units. Okay, this ends the initial loop. Now I will have the always block. So for always at positive edge of clock, this always block will be triggered only for the positive edge of the clock. So repeat, I will write, so repeat loop can take only constant value inside the parenthesis. For general argument, you have to use the for loop. Whenever you have a constant count for a number of iterations, then you can use the repeat loop. So repeat 20 times. So for every positive edge of the clock, a equal to a. Okay, meaning for till the number of clock pulses is 20, that is 1, 2, 3 up to 20, a should be remaining same as previous value, that is it is 0 only initially. So a equal to a. After this loop, so inside this loop only one statement is there. Okay, this is the loop, repeat 20 times. What you have to repeat? This line you have to repeat, that is every positive edge of the clock a equal to a. So 20 times if it repeats, it will count 20 positive edges of the clock or 20 clock pulses. For 20 clock pulses the a value will be held to itself. Okay, after 20 clock pulses it will come to the next line. There I say a equal to a plus 1. Okay, there I will tell a equal to a plus 1. So this is end of your always block. So I have to put a begin for this always block and end, finally end module. Okay. Next question. Below is a block with nested sequential and parallel blocks. When does the block finish and what is the order of execution of events? At what simulation times does each statement finish execution? Okay. So we have an outermost initial block which will be sequential. So execution starts from here, and at this point we have a parallel block that is indicated by a fork and join. Similarly, we have a sequential block, sequential statement here. Then again a parallel block with this fork and join pair of words. But inside this parallel block we have another sequential block between begin and end. So we will just see what are the values of the different signals at different point of time. Okay. So at time t equal to 0, okay, I have x equal to 0 and y equal to x. So this x has nothing to do with this x. This x is unknown, y is x, then a is x, b is x, and p is x, as well as m is x. Okay. I have skipped this because it is not being changed anywhere, only we have used it here. I have skipped this value of c, so we'll see whenever it comes into account. Okay. So in the sequential block, this at time t equal to 0, x is initialized to 0. Next simulation time is 5, that is at 5 x will be 0, y will be equal to 1 as per the statement there, and all others will be unknown. Okay. Next we have a parallel block, that is between this fork and join. So now our simulation time is 5. So we know that parallel block will be executed parallelly. So the first statement that will be executed is this one. So 5 plus hash 15. So 5 plus 15 at 20, b equal to y will be executed. So x is 0, y is 1, a is unknown, b equal to y. So b will become equal to 1 now, p is unknown and m is unknown. Next time will be 20. So this is parallel, so it is not going to add up to 20 plus 20, but at the time at which the execution entered this parallel block is 5. So 5 plus 20. So the simulation time is 25. So at 25, a equal to x. A equal to x means x value is 0. So a will be initialized assigned to 0 and other things will remain as it is. P and m unknown. Okay. Now coming to this sequential block. Now our latest time is 25. So hash 40 means 25 plus 40. So next simulation time is 65. Sorry, 65. 25 plus 40. 65. X will be assigned to 1. So now x will be 1. Y will be 1. Remaining things will remain as before. P is unknown and m is unknown. Okay. Now again we come across a parallel block between these fork and join. Okay. So the parallel statement is one is this and the other one is this. The lowest time is 5. So a previous simulation time is 65. 65 plus 5, next simulation time will be 70. So at 70 this statement will be executed. That is m equal to y. So m equal to y is 1. So m will be assigned to 1. P is not altered. M will be assigned 1. Okay. Next time will be 60. So the time at which it entered this parallel block is 65. So this will be executed. This line will be executed at 65 plus 10, that is 75. At 75 I am telling P equal to X. So X is 1. Other things I will just copy the same thing. So P equal to X means P will be assigned 1. M equal to 1. Okay. Next simulation time will be 75 plus 10. Okay. That is 85. At 85 we say A equal to Y. So Y is 1. So A equal to 1. Remaining as it is. So next simulation time is hash 30. So 85 plus 30 it is 115. So at 115 B equal to C. C is here, that is unknown. So B should be assigned to unknown. So remaining things will be same. A equal to 1, B equal to X, P equal to 1 and M equal to 1. So this is the output of this program code. Next question. Design an 8-bit counter by using a forever loop, named block and disabling of named block. The counter starts counting at count equal to 5 and finishes at count equal to 67. The count is incremented at positive edge of clock. The clock has a time period of 10. The counter counts through the loop only once and then is disabled. Okay. So here you have to design a counter starting from 5 to 67, and after that it has to come out of the loop. Only once it has to do the counting. Okay. So we will proceed directly to write the program. Module, say test. I will declare a clock as register and count is a 8, it's a 8-bit counter, so I will declare a 8-bit vector as count. This will be holding the value of count. Now initial, I will initialize a few things here. So first I will generate the clock. So clock I will initialize to 0. Then I will generate using the forever loop. So the clock time period of the clock is set to be 10. So for that I need to have the pulse period as 5. That is, for every 5 time units clock needs to be toggled. So this is the end of the initial block. I will have one more initial block. Okay. Where I initialize the count to 5. So it is the count starts from 5. So initialize it to 5. It's a 8-bit, count is 8-bit, so 8 tick D 5. I will use D so that I can directly write 5. Now I will start a block. I will start from the next side. So I have begin keyword and I will name this block as block 1, and inside this I have the counter implemented, that is forever at positive edge of the clock. So this is inside begin and end at positive edge of the clock, count equal to count plus 1, count equal to count plus 1. Okay. Now here I will check after every time count is modified or incremented. I will check if count is equal, greater than 66 or less than 5. So if it is less than 5, it has to come out of the loop, or if it is greater than 66 or 67, I will take, it has to count until 67, finishes at 67, no? Okay. So till 67 we will have, when it becomes greater than 67, I will disable block 1. So it will come out of this block itself. So inside this block, what I am doing, I am incrementing the counter for every positive edge of the clock. So once it becomes greater than 67, it has to come out of the block. So that is what is done here. So this counter needs to be implemented only once. So this end is for this begin, one more end for this begin, and one more end for this begin, finally end module. Okay. Thank you.